China is the single most important nation on this planet in terms of the future of our global environment. They're important for one significant reason. They're important because of what's there. And they have extraordinarily significant forests and biological diversity. More importantly, it's what they consume, what they will consume as it develops. China has taken a very, very powerful steps to protect biological diversity in their own country. They put a very effective ban on logging of old-growth forests. They have an aggressive effort to reforest. If there is a country that is leading the way in terms of that, it's China. China has also taken very bold steps in terms of dealing with emission standards. They're saying, we're going to raise it above, it's twice as rigorous as US standards. Because they understand the impact of our standards on their quality of life is going to be disastrous. That's the good news. The bad news is that China has not reduced their demand for wood. So when we go to Liberia or to Peru or to Brazil or we go to Papua New Guinea, the companies that we are dealing with are Chinese companies that are searching for other sources of wood. We have to, as a conservation movement, figure out how to engage at that kind of a scale. And so for us at CI, the big challenges have been not how do we operate so we feel good, but how do we operate so we can get to a scale that will make a big difference. If I look at the biggest issue that I think that we as a movement face right now, it's a lack of public interest or understanding of what the downside is going to be if our environment deteriorates. It's a lack of understanding of the health impacts. It's a lack of understanding of the wealth impacts. And I don't blame that on society. I take full responsibility for that. I think that we in the conservation movement have failed in quantitatively proving that there are relationships between health, wealth, and environment. That's what we're going to push on, the human dimension. And if we're able to do that, society will begin to notice the change. And the partners in doing this are surprisingly going to be the major corporations on this earth. And the reason they're going to do it is because they understand, more than any government, they understand that their long-term survival is going to depend upon the availability of resources. They're going to understand that they should get ahead of the curve in terms of public perception and interest in environment. And so instead of having kind of the mixed message, the message which is you got to choose between jobs and the environment, which is a message that everybody hears, that message, I predict, will change. And it's going to change because companies are going to begin to talk about sustainability. And all of a sudden, the consumers will not get this feeling that they have to choose between environment and jobs. They're going to begin to say, you know what, I can have both. That will change public opinion, and that will change our elected officials' positions on environment. So I think that that really is what is in front of us. And that's what we have to succeed in addressing if we're going to really get to the scale where we'll be able to see our grandchildren dancing amongst flowers and smelling roses and listening to the songbirds and having delicious fish dinners and just enjoying life as we have.